Hello, so I'd like to go through the final process of setting yourself up with a Google Quiz form as an assignment ready to give to your class as an end of year assessment, for example. And I'll go through a process. Now, the reason why I'm wanting to be quite specific about this is because there are a couple of moments in this process where, if it's not done properly, you can create significant problems for yourself in the future. So, just going to take you through the process. So, let's say someone in your department has created a test as a Google form, so that you can see here copy of first year summer assessment May 2020. So that's been made by somebody, and you wanting to, as a department, you're all going to use the same copy, and you're going to be working off of that to assess your students. So the first thing that I would strongly advise you do is you make your own copy, keep it in your own drive, and that is the one that you're going to be working off of, as opposed to the one that's in the shared area. Okay, so it's in the shared area so that you can share it out to everyone. But the first thing I would suggest you do is you make a copy. So it's creating a copy. But what we want to do is we want to now move it, and you're going to move it to your own area. So you have to come all the way out of this and go back to your own drive, and you're going to share it. You're going to leave it in your own drive. Okay, so move here. So that's now gone. Okay, so that's now in your own area. So let's go back to my own area and find that file. There it is. So that's yours. Okay. Now you might want to rename it. It's copy of copy of copy of copy. You could rename it if you want to, and you might want to have just your own initials, so you know for a fact that it's your one. Hang on, sorry, hang on. There we go. So I've renamed it. So that is my copy of the department's shared test. Okay. Now, just very quickly, if I just open that up for a moment, I just want to show a couple of things that you would be advised to have set up in the settings. Okay, let's take a moment to load up. So a couple of things I think are really important you have. So in the general settings, you have collect email addresses. It'll do it automatically for you then. Restrict to presentation and limit to one response. And lastly, you probably do not want to allow them to edit after they've submitted it. Okay, on the basis that you just want them to submit it, and that's it. In the quizzes section, you'll have made it a quiz, and I would recommend that you have it set for later after manual review. If you don't have that set like that, you could have a situation where someone does this test quite quickly. They'll immediately get feedback. They'll immediately be told, are the answers right or wrong, and they can then share that with their friends who haven't yet finished the test. So to ensure the integrity of the test, you need to make sure it's set as later after manual review. If you want to have these ticked or not ticked, doesn't really matter. I think it's better to have them ticked. Um, and the last one there allows the students to see how many points you've assigned to each test. Some people might not want that to be there because it might lead the students. Okay, so once you've done that, you save, and they're the settings you need to have. So now going into classroom, I'm going to my first year classroom, and I'm going to create an assignment. So assignment, I'm going to give it a name. So, oh, I'm my shift out. Why is it being difficult? There you go. Summer test. Right, okay. So, please open attached form and complete. You want to add the file. Now you're going to go into Google Drive, and here's the idea. The idea is you can immediately see there, because I renamed it, I know for a fact that that's definitely the one I want, the one that I own, that's in my shared area, that's it's my own copy. Just very quickly, the reason why you want to keep it as your own is because you want to make sure that your class's responses don't get mixed up with everyone else's. So I'm adding that test. Now here's a key thing that I need you to be to check. You need to have that grade importing option appear, and you want it to be turned on. Okay, if this is not appearing here, it's likely you've not actually added the test in the quiz form in the correct way. So that's your sort of your double check. If you've done it right, it'll probably say grade importing. You'll want to set a due time and date. So generally speaking, you have a start time for your test. Okay, so in my case, I'm going to want it to be starting on Monday at 9 o'clock. So now one thing, now that's now set. Now if I go back into that, I can make some other amendments. For example, I might want to then obviously give a due time for it ending. So it'll also be on the Monday, and it'll be at 10 o'clock. But I'm going to add on an extra 15 minutes. Okay, so it starts at 9 o'clock on Monday, and it's this is for my test, and it's going to end at 10 o'clock, but I'm going to give him extra 15 minutes to hand it in. There's nothing else that you need to set up. You can schedule it and away you go. Just one quick point. If you've decided for whatever reason that you want to assign different tests for different students, maybe you're differentiating within the classroom, maybe there's a couple of students you're giving an easier or a harder test, you can select which students you actually give it to. So you don't necessarily need to give them to all of them. You might want to give them to certain students only, and you might have different tests for different groups. Okay, and you can do that within that list there. Okay, once you're ready and happy that you've completed everything that you want to complete, you schedule. Please note, finally, don't add any extra assignments. If you're going to give a quiz form in an assignment, you have to have just one single attachment, the form. Okay, any extra attachments will create problems. Okay, I hope that's answered questions. Feel free to get back to me if you have any concerns, or if you want me to sort of help you guide you or check that you've done something right. Right, so you're more than welcome to help ask myself or Emma or Peter. Thanks a lot.